Got it. All righty, y'all. Peaceful greetings, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at Northwest of Mexham, and I'm here with my magnificent broski doski.
Peace and love. Namaste, Corey Bey.
Islam. Terrell, Tamari Bey. How are you today?
All is well-ski, bros. Here, a little early because Brother Regulus Muhammad Bey was like, you know what? I'm the time czar. And today we're going on early. That's Brother Jag. He has many different brotherly appellations. So and they're all heartfelt and just inside jokish. So at different times, depends on what he gives us in conversation, determines which one we say. Oh, that's who's in the building. No, I'm kidding. He's not insane. He knows who he is. We just like playing around, you know. All right, so guys, let me just get to it. Let me just share here, right? Sharing the screen, right? And 2, 1, there we go. Let me go right here. I'd like to welcome you all to our 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar, March, Aries 2021 to February, Pisces 2022. Time never was when man was not, and we're quoting El Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, or El Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right, and guys, we're going to cut right to the chase. We are finishing up November 2021, right? And this cycle, we are covering the 25th November up to the 1st December. So again, we are covering the solar transit through the water sign Scorpio, for the Scorpion sign, as it's called. Anciently ruled by Mars, contemporarily ruled by Pluto, and is now transiting Sagittarius since the 21st, about 2134, which is about 9:34 p.m. when the sun appeared to enter tropic Sagittarius, the fire sign for the Archer, half man, half horse, ruled by Jupiter. For November 25th through the 30th, we're going to complete. All right, I have the 25th and the 30th. Brother Corey has the 26th and the 29th. Brother Terrell has the 27th, the 28th, and he also has the 1st of December also. And that is the month that we will see the solar transit continuing for Sagittarius, the fire sign for Archer, ruled by Jupiter. And then ingressing the earth sign Capricorn for the sea goat. The other half of that goat is very fish-like, like it can be, traditionally. So to speak, some people would see it pictured like that, half goat, half fish, and temporarily ruled by, and only ruled by, Saturn. All right. Completing that would be Brother Terrell. All right. So let's get right into it as we intuit while we get to it. All right. So let me go in here and share, since I'm kicking it off with the Vivaldi in the background. Let's stop the screen share there. All right. And let us screen share here, right? Hitting the OK. Boom. There we go. Let's hit the screen share here now. All righty. And here we are. All right. All righty. So, guys, I'm kicking it off for, it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the first Thursday after the full moon is always a day some people call Thanksgiving. Interestingly, how that's the first Thursday. Eloah Sakiel, ruled by Jupiter. It's Jupiter's day, right? Thor's day, right? First Thursday after the full moon, right? In November, gets you the Thanksgiving what is it called? Anyway, anyhow,
Thanksgiving for whom?
For whom? But you know me, I like to always look for the astrological history behind it. And however, we were to actually, travel back in time via our, astrology software, we'll be actually able to see, how a lot of the radiation from the transits actually played out on the planet, and be able to look at if it was possible, news articles from those times, if it was possible, right? If it exists. So anywho, all right, so I have a sunset at 7:06:03. Pardon me, sunrise, pardon me. And you can see the sun's clearly at 3 degrees Sagittarius, 26 minutes when it would be conjunct the ascendant octile. All righty, and sunset is at 1641 minutes thereafter. Moon's transiting Cancer, and we'll go void of course after my first transit to enter Leo. And if I'm not mistaken, that void of course is definitely for like 10 hours and 12 minutes. All right. So, however, let's kick it off into our first one. We have Moon reflecting Pluto, right? So Luna is reflecting Pluto. Pardon me. I forgot to put in the 180. This is interessante. One moment. Previous. Oh, pardon me. I was actually looking at the wrong spot.
You're on Wednesday, right? You got Thursday.
Yeah, pardon me. Here we go. That's where I probably should be, but now I need to find it in the next column, and I think that's where I want to be. And it's Saturn, it's not Pluto. What was I looking at? I was looking at the 24th. Interesting. I was looking at 24th instead of the 25th. Brain fart. All right. Got it on us, right? For a moment. So Luna is reflecting Saturn at 0351 minutes and 25 seconds thereafter. Now, this is happening in the 10th and 4th house. So this is definitely dealing with like that father and mother energy. Anciently, the father would be the 4th house, mother is the 10th house. All righty. So most people would associate Cancer, possibly because naturally in the natural zodiac, 4th house is associated with Cancer. So that's more the paternal house, some would say. And when you think about it, the earth holds the water. So mother holds her son. When you think about, mother and son, son sits in her lap, all right? So that's one way of looking at it, just conceptually to be able to, grasp how we would be looking at this delineation. Now I'm just really thinking that, you got a mother-child status energy, because that's the moon in Leo in the 10th house, reflecting this, and it's interestingly so because by house, there's a mutual reception as an accidental mutual reception by house pertaining to the moon and Saturn, actually, because Saturn would do much better, by central dignity in the 10th house, and the moon in the 4th, so to speak, as far as the natural zodiac is concerned, from one perspective, as far as astrology is concerned. However, Saturn is there just bringing the essentials. However, when it's in Aquarius, it's really bringing the essentials that we can be able to share with others and be able to gain from collectively. And we're looking to do this to be able to allow ourselves to do this in home. It's very daycare reflective, this transit. It really shows a partnership between mother and father, and making sure that when it comes to the status pertaining to the children and the mother, Pops is really making sure in the sense that, the essentials are there so that they're able to expand and be able to have the victory from their fortune that will be there based on mother teaching the children and father setting the house in order. It's very, introductory to the Quran that would be for some perspectives. However, for me to just give it plain, in the mundane, for those that may not subscribe, even though that's our first and foremost in the forefront of our mind when we give testimony, I would say that we are definitely finding a way to nurture our inner selves, our inner child publicly, without feeling embarrassed And being able to do so it allows us to be able to structure ourselves at home without worrying about how we look in front of others. All righty. So that's really the biggest thing on the mundane for that transit. All right. Next at 1032, I know we have Luna now. I'm looking at the right square now for the 25th. Luna is quartile Uranus. All righty. So let me change this to 90 and let's turn this to Uranus and let's hit the next on that. And that's 1031 and 53 seconds thereafter. All right, we have a Luna quartile to Uranus. All right, so Luna's still in Leo, of course. All right, and again, I looked before I got on. I was like, let me see where I'm kind of looking at where Luna is in its mansion. So, for me, I think the 11th lunar mansion, the 16th, and the 17th. So the 11th lunar mansion is really dealing with, for lack of better terms, probably be good to plant. So, a lot of people are like, oh, okay, but, the moon's in a fire sign. Usually we look for earth or water signs planting. So maybe this particular planting would be, associated with the ideas and the nurturing that you're doing to the garden that is the mind, pertaining to those children. And those of you that subscribe to listening to the audio book or reading the book, Autobiography of a Yogi, you comprehend that the tree is upside down, that is the human being, with its roots being the hair, and it growing downward from the head, so to speak. So the actual leaves and branches of the trees will extend to what we perceive as a nervous system. All right. And the extension pertaining to that nervous system with the roots is actually the hair extent, the hair, actually, pardon me, which extends from your head. So with that being said, looking at Uranus, right, we're seeing Uranus here in the 3rd house and 7th house. So there's definitely a means of communicating with others that's very important. We, when it comes to sharing those things that are on our heart, there are some emotions that we may want to share, that we may want to bring to the forefront, center stage, and be able to share with others. And 9 times out of 10, it may be some things that, could be from childhood that you may want to share with your mother. And it's a good time to be able to share it, especially with the favor of Mars and Scorpio. You can bring things from the past or behind the scenes, maybe things that, you may want to tell your dad and your mom all at the same time, or things you tell your mom about your dad, or vice versa, that may have, incorporated some things in your behavior that you're looking to extinguish or eradicate permanently. So with that being said, we're looking at Uranus bringing home a change in the look of the family values, because maybe people are tired of fronting. So now you're able to bring out the things that always wanted to share and communicate, and it won't be messy when this is being shared. It'll actually be a very awesome means to healing, because the full disclosure pertaining to whatever that situation is will allow everyone to actually get along. Because what will be recognized is people were either having rose-colored glasses on or ignoring the reality at hand. All right. So make sure that we get over that obstacle, that square, by making sure we're sincerely communicating the things on our heart as we're relating to others, without, you don't have to be belligerent about it. We can be able to share things, maybe change and gain at the same time, those family values that really, that have to come to head in order for us to be able to move forward, to get rid of the old and bring in the new. So that's the death and regeneration being mastered in this chart, not only by sign, but by essential dignity, so to speak, by house, as far as the 10th house would be an exaltation house for Mars, if we would consider the 10th house naturally being associated with Capricorn and Mars being exalted in Capricorn. So Mars has, some really good energy here in assisting that 3rd house communication while ruling the 10th. All right. And continuing my last transit on the ungrateful Thanksgiving, right? Right. That was I accidentally did that on purpose. So anyway, he said, yeah, Moon square Mars, right? And it's interesting how you're just coming off of that. So now we can say, like, there's this, like, energy of a T-square kind of going on with Mars, even though Mars is way past, but it's like, I just got finished being square to Uranus, who by house is under the dispositorship of Mars, and Mars is final dispositorship in that. However, the Moon is ruling over itself, right? So this is very interesting. It's a final, a finality in dispositorship when really looking at this transit, and it's really strong and set. So then it's interesting because it's a grand square going on also here. So it's going to probably almost seem improper, or maybe the topic may even appear inhumane. However, it will definitely allow you guys to see things realistically. Definitely. Definitely ease the pain, right? In the family institution, right? Saturn's in the first, yeah. So, alrighty, dads, fathers, right, or mothers, actually, especially with Venus on the rise, right? Along with Juno, which Juno deals with Juno and Vesta, right? The Vestial Virgin and the wife,
Venus and Cap too.
The consort. Yeah. Say that again.
So yeah, Venus and Capricorn too, yeah.
Yeah, ruling over the ninth, world affairs, foreign affairs, and the fourth at home, you know, so foreign affairs and things at home, right? North node, direction need to be going in, right? Is in there too. Wow. As far as the house is concerned, fourth house, right? So anyway, moving right along. Luna square Mars. That's what I'm moving on to, right? Because that's what I'm leading up to. Just wanted to kind of talk about that. We're going from a square to another square. One that is waning square, which is this one we see, and then we're going to a waxing square now. As far as the moon waxing or applying or approaching an exact quartile 90 degrees to Mars. And that's taking place on the 25th at 2219 and 15 seconds thereafter. So ultimately here now, Luna's rising. So Luna's on a rise, Luna rising. Alrighty, still in Leo, 11th house energy. What are we planning here? All right, so those things that we're bringing to the forefront, right? At this time, you know, we probably can't really, from near here near the Baltimore Corporation, we know Luna's rising, but probably can't really see it over the eastern horizon. Trees and buildings and other things are in the way. However, at this time, what we can see that whatever emotions that we have, whatever things that dictates of our soul, you might be midnight snacking here too, some of you guys. But and what I mean by midnight snacking, because you know the sun's approaching, you know, midnight here or whatever. But you know, you might find yourselves wanting, if not a so-called quote unquote snack, because you know 12th house is still being ruled. It's also being ruled by the moon here because the 12th house is on Cancer. So yeah, you might find yourself snacking, hitting your stash, leading up to that Venus retrograde energy that's happening. Because I know Venus is slowing down or getting towards that. So you guys will be able to really see. Actually, yeah, Venus's station is coming up, right? Am I not mistaken? Who's got the 26th? I think Brother Corey's got the 26th. Is that a Venus station coming up?
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, I think that's pretty interesting, right? So Venus stands still before it goes station, you know, well, it's a station retrograde, right? So yeah, that's stashing. I think people want to be collecting their stashes. People are probably, you know, already right now in the mode of getting their Sour Patch Kids and things of that nature, you know, set to the side, you know, stacking those things up. Interestingly, though, I can't wait for Brother Corey's delineation for Friday, because it's just, whew, that's just going to be so beautiful just to kind of hear that. I'm just ready to laugh, actually. And I won't spoil it. Moon and Mars, 12th and 4th house. All righty. So a lot of people may think endings. What's going to end here? Because some people look at the 4th house as dealing with endings, 12th house dealing with hidden things. So what can be ended at this point, right? We can definitely, you know, have the courage and the necessity to be able to bring to the forefront those things that will secure and nurture, you know, not only, you know, the children, but really what's at heart for everyone, for the whole entire household, actually, for the siblings, right? And for really getting to the core of bringing things to the forefront that, you know, you really need to make sure you're bringing out those purities, shining a light and bringing within the bosom a specific communication that will allow the entire family to just really allow themselves to just kind of relax. I really want to look at the midpoint between that. See, Mercury's on the second house. Yeah, we really got to pull these things into the heart because Mercury's approaching Cazimi. I know it's combust, and it's approaching Cazimi. It'll be within 0 degrees to 0 degrees 17 minutes of the sun soon. And I just see this precursor of really getting out the details for family, serving one another, serving our members, our loved ones. And it can't be any pretenses. Things have to be sincere. It cannot be manipulative. That's not working. I know Mars is in Scorpio, but the manipulation stuff is not going down. It's really not. It's really calling for an honest transformation, an active and honest transformation. All right. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Corey Bey. Islam,
some very interesting transits, bro. Especially on the 26th, as I consider my natal chart. Very interesting. Moving along, we are up at Friday, November 26th. Sunrise is 7:07. Indeed. Sunset is.
Do you really see that sunrise on the computer though?
7:07. Yeah.
07?
Yeah. 07.
All right, I yelled. Yeah, I was like, whoa. I just okay. Whoa. Jackpot. No, okay, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna shut up, bro. Corey. Go ahead. I yell.
All right, 11:23. We are observing the moon opposite Jupiter. Right? Yeah, the moon, not the sun. So the moon at 24 degrees, I just drew a blank. 24 opposing Jupiter at 24 degrees Aquarius, 50 minutes. The moon is in the 7th. Jupiter is in the 1st. All right. One may feel, okay, it's a couple ways that I can see this. Like one may feel that they are 180 degrees away from having some type of abundance, maybe financial abundance. However, reflecting on jurisprudence, reflecting on, maybe your studies as it pertains to higher learning, or maybe some type of foreign relations, maybe some type of investment. I'm seeing the moon and I'm thinking of silver right now, especially in Leo, which is, that's that sun energy. So I kind of think finance. I'm looking at this here. So maybe there'll be an abundance as you reflect on some type of investment that you've made. However, one could also say that this reflection or whatever needs to be observed as it pertains to foreign relations or kind of your higher learning studies will either, you'll either see an increase or maybe some type of, you'll either see a positive increase or what we call abundance, or some type of indulgence. So be mindful of not overindulging. Maybe if it is some type of investment, observe it and appreciate the fact that that the waves have risen, if you will, maybe more abundant, but don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Don't overdo it, thinking like, oh God, this is it. And don't go too hard. Be mindful, observe the increase, appreciate it, appreciate how it makes you feel, and continue to use that inspiration to creatively think of more opportunities to expand maybe your, I want to say relationships, like expanding and sharing that which you now see an increase in, which actually may allow you to generate more of an increase or abundance. Yeah.
If you don't mind me adding, it reminds me of that text Brother Sean sent us about the vertex being activated on conjunctions and opposition.
Islam.
Yeah, I yield.
Yeah. Faded relationships. Interesting. So the moon goes void its course here, and it does so for the next 10 hours, 11 minutes, if my calculations are correct.
9:49.
Okay. We got a little off. 9 hours, 49 minutes, 10 hours, 11. I see what I did there. Anyways.
Yeah, you're good.
So our next observation.
Shit, what is this? Stop. What is this? Time out.
We're looking for the Venus sextile Mars.
Right? Am I tripping?
Well, it's not an exact sextile. The closest thing is a 40-minute separation, not 40 degrees.
So okay, so let's do this then. Let's do. You said it's applying.
It's separating. I got it separating at 40 degrees just because I took Venus to the 18 degrees Capricorn.
Let me do this real quick. Let's go into 26. Let's apply the date. Right? And that time is what? It doesn't really give it. What time you got?
So at 2055, you'll have Venus at 18.
2055.
I should be at 18 degrees, 40 minutes. Venus should be 18 Capricorn, even. Yep.
Good. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I see why I did that now. I actually comprehend why. Because it's saying, okay, what's the last aspect that it was close to making or within making before it went station retrograde? So my apologies. I'm sitting here like, huh? But I get it. So all right, so let me see what it actually is. Mars 40. So it would actually be 59. Let me see if it'll do it exactly. Let's see if I can get this. Let's do 59 degrees and 20. Is that what we're looking at? Right?
Okay.
So let's do previous, right? So it should take us to a whole nother date. Let's do next, and it should take us right back to the 26th. Did it? It did not.
No, it took us to August 2022.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking interesting if I'm even calculating that correctly. Because you said 40 degrees?
Yeah, it's a
40 minutes.
40-minute separation.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. That's pretty interesting. Anyway, I'm not really tripping because I can just freaking apply the date again. But I'm just looking. Okay, that's Capricorn. That's Scorpio, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's not even, so if it's 40 minutes away, so it's, yeah. Interesting. Did I just calculate that correctly in my head? Let me make sure I did that correctly. 59 degrees, 20 minutes, right? Yeah. I don't think I did that wrong at all. It's interesting to see why that didn't place. Whatever. Neither here nor there. Just interesting to see on the fly as we trying things, as we're going along. I yield, Brother Corey. Yeah, sure.
So behind the scenes activities or being active behind the scene, plotting, production, etc., creates opportunity for creates an opportunity to kind of restructure the way you gain your essentials in a way that all parties involved. It's Venus in the 6th. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, in a way that all parties involved can relate and appreciate, right? So actively stashing that which one values, quote unquote, stashing, if you will, or you know, holding an abundance of is you might be holding it behind the scenes, and you know, maybe some of it is for your own selfish gains. However, that kind of plot that you've had to do that not only assists yourself, but does assist others. So yeah, that's where we're at with that Venus sextile Mars here.
On its station, sitting still, while the moon's void, of course. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if it rained that night or that day. No, that night. I'm serious. I wouldn't be surprised if it rained. If you ever notice, stations and ingresses always bring thunderstorms. I've noticed that so far as a pattern. I don't think I can think of one ingress or even an ingress during the station. It's going to be a storm. If it's not, then cool. That's the one time it's not a storm. I yield.
Yeah, but I don't know. You might be on to something there. It might not be a storm as we see with rain, but like you said, the moon goes void course, and that's at 11:23, and it does so for the next, you said 9 hours 50 some odd minutes, so almost
49. Yeah.
9 hours and 49 minutes from 11:23, and this is also on this, pale Friday. So it's going to be on a lot of the masses vibration to get out there and do shopping and things like this. So if that
when they really shouldn't,
right,
they should probably wait till Monday.
Let me finish. Right.
Yeah, I yield.
Of course. But it's like, if you're not one of those that are getting up fanatically early and going to do this shopping prior to 11:23, it's kind of like that's the vibe I get. You're actually in good vibration if you get up and get all that shopping done prior to 11:23, because once the moon goes void course and then you have this Venus station, it's like and then Brother Hasan bringing up this storming, it's almost it's almost like your parade is going to be rained on, or you'll definitely feel the effects of the shopping that you did while the moon was void, of course, by this Venus retrograde. And you may kind of need a bailout from someone that has actively stashed some valuables. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
you're advising them to get out there and see, for the people that can control their material impulse. So you would advise them to safely proceed in doing such between midnight and 11:23.
That'd be the safe zone.
AM?
Yes, between midnight and 11:23. And I really do second that Monday, because I did the delineations for Monday too. Monday is actually the better day to do any of that type of shit. Pardon my French.
That's what they call their Cyber Monday, right?
Exactly. Right. Yeah. So
that's fine.
Islam. Moving along. The moon ingresses Virgo at 21:12. Right.
Is that Scorpio or Virgo? Hold on. Scorpio? I'm tripping, bro. Again, ski. Why is it doing that? Hold on 2 seconds. Let's do this. Apply date. Boom shakalaka. Right? Let's try this now. Boom. Now let's try next. Pardon me, because I remember we were clicking the times and stuff. Yo, this is getting annoying. Hold on 2 seconds. Apply date. Right? 26. It is at 21:12, right?
Mirror, anyone. Yep.
Right? So if anything, I should be able to hit this. This is bananas. Apply date. Apply time. Go. It's still going to December 1st, bro. I'm amazed. Completely. So we'll just manually type 21. No. 2 seconds. 2. 21. Let's see, 12.
You did 21. Oh, there you go.
And double bubble. We need this to be on the 2-6. All right. All right, we'll still ride with that. And you're correct. It is definitely the Virgo.
Virgo in the second house, right?
Right.
Second house, possessions, moon. For whatever reason, my mind is still going to silver and home, mommy, money, right? One may discover ways to generate finance, which better serves them, right? May feel inspired to engage in some sort of community service. Yeah. Mother may desire to, serve her offspring in some sort of way, or whoever she sees as her children. And that's actually it. I yield on that note to Brother Jag. All right, is that Brother Jag up next?
Alrighty, that is I. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Alrighty. All right. November 27th. Right. 1441 is what we're going to be looking at. Right. And I see it's so funny, yo, because Brother Hasan, you said something about manipulation and people just misusing, their force. And then Brother Corey, you said something about expanding on higher knowledge, or just expanding oneself. And I promise you, yo, that's literally pretty much my whole delineations, bro. I don't even feel like I should say them. You know what I mean? But I'll carry on. And do that. So the sun seems to rise on this day at 0708 minutes, right? And it seems to set at 1640. What are we looking at here? The first aspect we're looking at is the moon in Virgo, right? The moon's in Virgo, and it's going to square Mercury in Sag, right? 4 degrees, 29 minutes. That is happening in the 10th house, in the first house.
Yeah, 24. I know it's small, 24 minutes.
Oh, 24? Oh, I got 29.
Yeah.
But I got 29. Yeah, indeed. 5-minute discrepancies.
Yeah,
10th house, first house, right? So yeah, like I said, the whole manipulation thing, this is a very cautious energy. With all these aspects I have and what I pretty much wrote, they're all similar. So with this one, again, the just really considering what you're doing. So based off what Brother Corey just said, not even just the resources, just also your day-to-day actions and activities and routine, so to speak. And, taking that into consideration and, doing some sort of adjustment to, put yourself in a better position, so to speak. Right. So that moon squaring Mercury, just, throughout this day, this cycle, do your best to not, bicker with people or, do petty debates. Again, as always, that's wasting your energy, so to speak. So, watch out for that lewdness, so to speak. People are going to expose, their vainness or, how they're living in vain, so to speak. It's tough. This is tough. These aspects are tough, yo. Looking at these, I was like, like a lot of fraud and stuff is going to be exposed here and stuff like that. All right, so moving on. A lot of fixed stars, like a fixed star is on the rise on this at this moment. Most people will be sleeping, resting, but some will be not, some will not. But again, moving on. Moon squaring the sun now, right? They're both 5 degrees, 28 minutes. Right, so the moon squaring the sun. Moon is in the 9th, sun is in the 12th. Right, so again, not dealing with those fantasies, those fanatical, illusions or fanatical debates about beliefs. Just eradicating that whole system. Just like Brother Corey said, expanding oneself. Or expanding on your higher learning or the things that because you know them. So it's like, okay, act on it now. Don't just say, oh yeah, I know that. Like you're wasting your time. No one cares about what you really know if you're not really acting on it, so to speak. It doesn't really know it. It doesn't matter what they, think or not, but based in principle. You be what you know. You can only be what you know. That's just what it is. So again, just eradicate those lewd energies that's displaying themselves, those frustrating or leeching or narcissistic or pessimistic energies that's just, doing that, what they do, just don't let them bother you. Just give them that. One of those, and just carry on, right? And then the last aspect for this day, moon still in Virgo, right? It's gonna try Uranus in Taurus. That's great, yo. You see Uranus is in the 11th, moon's in the 2nd, right? Yeah, that's in the 3rd. Yeah, in the 3rd. Yeah, so this is unity for real right here. This is great. This is a lot of clarity, so to speak. A lot of things can be accomplished for real. Maybe, this could be a great paint. I got, what is it? Paint and sip? What they call it? Sip and paints, whatever, something like that. That's probably that vibe for this degree, so to speak. But yeah, this is a lot of uncovering or bringing one's resources together, like always, to, put, food on everyone's plate, on the table, right? Everyone's eating, so to speak. So, bring the resources together, for emotional support. A lot of emotional support is needed, so to speak, for these tough times, with these interesting aspects that's going on, Mars doing this thing. And then you got people trying to, control other people's minds or states and things like that. And then and then that's your own people. Oh, it's just, oh man, yeah, it's tough. So, just look at them like, oh man, we all reap what we sow, right? That's a law none of us can escape, right? That's on them. So, just again, be prudent. Don't be overly emotional, right? Be practical, right? We're going to move on to the 28th of November. I have a few for this day, 5 aspects, right? The sunrise and the sunset. Well, the sunrise is just a 1 minute difference. So, 7:09. And the sunset is at 16:40 again. What we got here? First aspect, the moon trines Venus. This is interesting. Oh, excuse me. Moon trine Venus. Moon is in the 9th. Yes, and Venus is in the first. So, yeah, Venus is in Capricorn. That's so interesting. Oh man. Oh God. Okay, so just like Brother Hasan mentioned, the manipulation thing, really pay attention to that, because with this moment, you know, the women and the elder women and the younger women are pretty much at the same accord. So with that, you can pretty much see the discrepancies in actions. So then you'll be able to acknowledge who's sincere and who's not. And that's not just based on women, you know, but, you know, we all come from women. So I'm basing that in, you know, where certain things stem from, so to speak, certain actions or reactions. So really, you know, look to expand with whatever woman you trust, you know, or have a good relationship with. You know, things can be reconciled or transformed for a more essential aspect rather than destructive. But again, that's going to be realized. You're going to realize who's, you know, beneficial for your, you know, according to your constitution or not. You know, you really have to pay attention to that, because that's important.
Interestingly, to add to your wisdom, Mars is midpointing that trine at 1941.
And yeah, 11th, right? Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
So it's again, it's that business thing. You know, everyone is looking, it's the instant gratification. You want to be cautious. Again, be careful on who you are conducting your affairs with. You know, really think about that before you just get into the, oh yeah, you know, I'm going to get this if I do this. And it's just like most actions, well, everything has a reaction. Every action is a reaction. So.
And interestingly, Mars is the only planet in the 11th house. Yeah. Midpointing that trine. So, yeah, I'm a year.
Has a lot to do with, you know, again, that the state, so to speak, battles of the state, battles of the mind, right? That's the only war. So again, just be careful with your resources and things of that sort. Don't overindulge, like Brother Corey told you as well. Consider that word profession and what that really is and what it really means. Profession. Like, really think about that. What's a professor, or what are they professing? What did they proclaim, or, you know, make public? And did you just go along with it because, you know, they were a professor or they were professing? Like, come on, just think about the things that you think about. Seriously. Moving on. The moon is still in Virgo, and it will sextile that Mars in Scorpio, 1943. 19 degrees, 43 minutes, right? Look at that Mars, man. That Mars don't know what it want to do. Mars in the 10th, moon's in the 8th. So yeah, again, there's that estate again. The mind. Who controls your mind? Ugh. So, you know, just with that clarity, trust, command. Who does those things other than you? Like, who's commanding you to, you know, listen to this podcast? Oh my God, who told you to come here? Was it us or was it you? Oh my God, the mystery.
It was that star shape in the transits are making in the easternmost side of the chart. So is that an eastern star aspect shape?
Was it within, brother? Was it a inner guide, the inner map? Yes.
It's literally a star. Look.
Literal.
and more on the east side of the chart. Like, you know, this portion is on the west, but most of it's on the east. You know what I mean? Like, look at that.
Yeah, you
East
got that
right,
focal point with Saturn going on too on that T-square. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, so you know, disciplined command, you know, just structure. You know, don't be the strings and the puppet. Control your life. Seriously, like really take command of your life. Get into your exercise. That is so important. Your life is important. So, you know, your breathing is your life, right? So just take care of that. Definitely do some yoga with Corey. Why not? He will probably run your ass. You would probably be sick. You would probably not want to talk to bro. But yeah,
I don't want to, but I got to.
Yeah, seriously, get into your exercise for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, the breathing, it's important. Your life is important. So, you know, take care of yourself. Do your exercise, mental exercise, physical exercise, you know, get it done, you know, and eat healthy, right? According to your constitution, though, know what you need, right? Not what someone else told you. Again, moving on to the moon opposing Neptune. Again, so that's reconciling that illusion, that miseducation. You know, those institutions telling you to, those institutions making you institute yourself to be in their institutions. Like, you know, it's clear now. It's clear what that is, right? So yeah, correcting one's status, you know, or someone else's affairs or status, which is a state of mind, how they're standing on their, you know, or looking at a concept or perceiving certain things. So that's just the it's just important for you to really know who you are, right? So again, release those inherited ways of thinking, which pertains to, you know, you have to live a certain way pertaining to how your, you know, your elders would want you to live without proper guidance, so to speak. You know, just saying you should do this because I did it, but then don't really tell you how you should do it. You know, that's not how it works. You can show me ABC one time or two. But you know, the proper steps, just taking things properly, right?
Interesting. I just wanted to add, not to cut your wisdom, just want to add to your wisdom what you were saying about institutions. What did you say? What did you say again? The way you said it?
The institutions looking to institute you to be in their institutions.
Yeah, it's like if people were visiting their family from a college campus and they're preparing to go back, I see that. That's exactly what came to mind. That's the picture that came to my mind when you said it. I just saw like college campus, people moving their luggage or whatever, moving their things back to or from. Who knows? All right, I yield. Go on.
Yeah, Venus in the 12th. That's interesting. That is interesting. Indeed. Yeah, but that's tangible because I was, you know, that was a very say metaphysical thought. It was more metaphysical, but definitely can see that. Definitely with Neptune in the second. Yeah, so we're leaving some said institution. We're moving. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, just instead of bickering, you know, again, like Brother Corey said, expanding on that higher learning, just expand yourself instead of just destroying yourself basically over nonsense. It's not worth it. Right? Moving on. 1902. This is the moon's last aspect for the moon in Virgo. we just did all the moon's aspects in Virgo, so to speak. Right? It's going to trine Pluto in Capricorn. Yes. Pluto is in the 7th and the moon is in the 4th. Moon's at the house. Right? Is that? Yeah. What I got going on? Oh yeah, so the health consideration. Just that's just important. Just really considering one's health cycles or routines, what you're ingesting or not, what you need or not. Those are things at the forefront. And they're showing themselves based off of experiences. Certain ailments are producing themselves, like you know how it happened. Certain things with the teeth is definitely going on for sure. So just again, take care of yourself. So you can be at your best self, right? Again, just really treat self as you would want to be treated, so to speak. Like just really come to terms with joy, I guess, or what that is for you, so to speak. Stop living for someone else's consideration or someone else's joy. You have to know what you enjoy to really bond, or transform with someone, so you guys can unite and be one or whatever, or you can be one with yourself, and really take care of yourself. Really take yourself out to eat. Do that. That's this type of vibe, literally. So I said this is the moon's last aspect. Yeah, it goes void. I mean, it goes void at 1902. Let me clean myself up like that. And then it goes into Libra at 0355 minutes. Right?
What was that? What was that void? How long was that void?
8 hours, 53 minutes. Yeah. 55, yeah. 8 hours, 53.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, hold on. Did I do the moon? Oh, hold on. Did we do the Cazimi yet? I think the Cazimi's next. No?
Yes. Mercury conjunct the sun.
Yeah, it's already Cazimi in this last transit you did.
Yeah.
Could have gone back and traced like when did it exactly get 0 degrees 17 minutes? But we just flowing and going. I don't want to keep stopping. So let me do boom. The Cazimi's up next.
So yeah, what we got? 2319, 2339. Yeah, 1139, right? So yeah, Mercury in Sag, the sun in Sag. They are hanging out in the 4th, right? 7 degrees, 10 minutes.
Oh, it's favoring foreign affairs at home, man. Man, it's good to be a consul, man. Goodness gracious, good time to be minister and consul. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, you should have Virgo on the rise too. May you help me with my affairs, please? I don't really speak that set language there, sir.
Part of courage and part of necessity with the moon, bro. Are you serious?
Mercury hanging out in the 4th, like, mommy.
you know, since the moon's ruling the 11th, it's bringing the issue. Since it's in the 1st, it's bringing everything that's in the 1st with it. All those issues to the 11th.
Indeed.
Love.
Yeah, so it's service. Please be of service to your family, brother. Your kin, I mean.
Nothing but.
So yeah, rather than the intellectual debates or disputing or getting into upsets and debates and bickering, just reconcile what needs to be done for the proper result, right? Instead of again saying what but you gotta do blah 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 blah. But you're saying it out of emotionalism, but not actual evidence and proof, right? You're just saying it because someone else said it and you respect them. And there's nothing wrong with, that. However, again, you have to prove those things that you've stated, so to speak. So, when someone's bickering with you or with anyone, there's no need to, go there with them. Just, okay, you got it. Would you like some food? Like just neutralize it with, I don't know, whatever they like, just neutralize it. I'm not advocating for, nonsense, but I'm just saying, sincerely, don't deal with unnecessary petty arguments. It's just, it's unnecessary. The recklessness, the infighting and things of that sort is just unnecessary. So again, just expand your ways of thinking so you can transform how you process and deal with things instead of pointing the finger or saying it's whomever's fault because they did whatever. That's just who they are. Okay, just move on. Lesson learned. And I will yield the floor to my brother. Islam.
That's Brother Corey. And hold on, that's right. He's got the moon in Libra. He's got that ingress, doesn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he do. Yeah. That's that.
Ingress.
Yeah. That's that. I think it's in the 11th house. Or is it in the 10th?
What's first? That sunrise.
That's that artistic art. Get into the arts, baby.
Hilarious. What is that? Hold on. No, that is sunrise first. All right, let's get that. But then we're going to have to go previous on that transit. So let's get Brother Corey sunrise. Cute. All right, there you go. Next should be, all right, 29th.
Yes. November 29th, sunrise was 7:10:14. Look at that. Those are interesting numbers as well.
7:10 again, right? Because the Kazemi was 7:10, and now there, right? So close to that 7:11, right? Then did you notice how the part of necessity? Okay, so can we say that when Mercury's Kazemi, the part of Mercury, which is the part of necessity, is in the same relationship but with the moon. Did you notice that? Yes, no, maybe so. Okay, I just wanted to put that out there. So here we go.
Hold tight, 1 minute, 2 seconds.
Luna and Libra. Luna ingress is Libra. All right. I think we're going to previous of that. She took us at 3:54:40. And the next one is Mars and Neptune are trine. Set that one up for Brother Corey.
All righty. I am. Moon ingressing Libra. Balance, right? That's at 3:54:40. And that's going down in the 11th house. So finding balance, feeling balanced, connecting with your artistic abilities, your intuitive artistic abilities, if you will. One may be balancing one's checkbook, so to speak, right? You may even be inspired to enact justice, or maybe sharing your arts with others is somehow just in itself, or maybe that's a way for you to obey your constitution, if you will, obey the law. So yeah, that's the vibration that I'm drawing here at this 3:54 and 40 mark. So finding that balance, that inner peace, potentially balancing one's checkbook, so to speak, finding peace and balance through sharing arts actively. All right, I yield on that note. We'll move forward into the 9-hour, 10-minute mark, where we're observing Mars, trine, Neptune. Neptune's retrograde at 9:10, right? So Mars is 20 degrees Scorpio, 24 minutes, 24 minutes, right? And that's trine this Neptune, which is retrograding at 20 degrees Pisces, 24 minutes. Indeed, in the second house. So active dreams and visions, you might have like lucid dreams here. You may have had lucid dreams that night, or maybe you rested super late and like you woke up literally moving, thinking that the dream was not the dream state and that it was real. Also potentially acting on your visions and dreams for yourself, having some effect in your status or change in status here. Yeah, you may do some activity behind the scenes as it pertains to your status, right? And therefore possess, or that is in alignment with possessing, what you've envisioned for yourself. So I also kind of like hot water. So right, we got Mars. Did you hear that? Hot water, because you got Mars.
Yo, that's funny you said that, because I was about to say not hot. Go ahead, say what you was going to say. So I want to see where you go with this.
I'm seeing that just Mars, Scorpio, right? And then it's just heat in all this water. So
bro, jacuzzi tub. Because Venus is midpointing it, right? Soria says yes, it's midpointing it, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's in the first house, and then like Saturn's hugging that second house cusp. All right, I yield.
Yeah, all right, I see that. Interesting. When's this? The 29th? Hot tub time.
Like, yo, like, is that like an early morning jacuzzi? Like, I'm sitting here sipping mimosas.
Yeah,
early morning.
I can see that. I can see that. Going in alignment with feeling that balance and whatnot in the earlier transit.
Yeah, I'm not advocating alcohol imbibing either. I'm just saying just the colorful image. That's kind of where it kind of came up in my mind. I yield.
Indeed. We'll move on to the next transit at 1744, where the sun sextiles the moon. All right. That's funny. I wrote something wrong because mathematics does not lead to a sextile. So where's the sun? Okay, that's 7 degrees. All right, 7. I put 17 for one of them. All right, so the sun's at 7 degrees Sag, 55 minutes in the 6th house. And the moon is 7 degrees Libra, right? Libra, the scales, at 7 degrees and 56 minutes in the 5th. Good opportunity for creative thoughts and feelings to be emitted or emoted, right? Shared, if you will. So share your thoughts, share your feelings, share your insights, especially as they pertain to metaphysics or whatever institutions of higher learning that you delve into, right? So astrology, everything that falls under the umbrella of metaphysics, honestly. Good time to share that, especially if you've been reflecting on your studies in such subject matter. And moving right along, right? Because we have what's going on, that relationship with the sun and Mercury, as Brother Hasan brought up earlier. So right after the sun sextiles the moon will sextile Mercury, because the sun and the moon are still pretty much hanging out together, right? So that's why even in the previous testimony, it's about sharing your thoughts and insights and communicating. So once again, at 1833, we're witnessing the moon at 8 degrees Libra, 24 minutes in the 4th. Yeah, at home, right? Really feeling at home. Sextile, or creating opportunity, or 60 degrees away from Mercury at 8 degrees Sag, 24 minutes in the 6th. So thoughts, communications relative to, once again, higher learning, opens portals for a deep sense of inner peace and feeling at home. So communicating these insights, if you will, maybe to outside of the home is what I'm seeing, because you got the moon and all that harmony and balance at home, right? So it reads here to me that even what is peregrine to the home, so just really communicating and being of service outside of the home. So maybe maybe you're somebody that really delves into metaphysics, and maybe you only offered astrology, to those people that you either domicile with or feel a family or kinship to. Maybe it's time to offer that outside of that circle. So consider that, whether it be astrology, tarot, all of these things. It could just be your studies as far as jurisprudence, if you will. So it's time to share some more of that outside of that which is the home to you. It's a very good time, very, very good time, strong time for that, again, with that Sun and Mercury relationship as well. All right. So moving along to 1924, we're going to bear witness to the moon trine Saturn. So the moon is still hanging out at 8 degrees Libra. This time it's at 54 minutes, still in the 4th house. And it's 120 degrees away from Saturn, which is 8 degrees Aquarius, 54 minutes as well. And that's in the 8th. Self-discipline is what I'm getting here. Self-discipline and lessons learned really line up with one allowing to have the balance and sense of harmony that they've been seeking, about the self, about home, potentially getting out and into Mother Nature, the mother matrix, the true matrix, right? Getting out into Mother Nature, and that in itself may be a lesson or provide some sense of peace. Maybe it's time to even develop some discipline around being with nature that will, again, lead to this sense of peace and harmony. And Basil says that's where we're yielding. But yeah, that's my testimony, and I yield the floor on that note.
Islam. So I know next, and that brings it to Tuesday, right? And that will make it for me. I think I have 6 testimonies here for Tuesday. And let's see what we got there. 7-11. There's that 7-11. And 15 seconds thereafter, sunrise. All righty. And I was pointing out, too, that Mercury and the sun was mid-pointing Brother Corey's last aspect. You go back and saw me circling with that, cursor, to that trine there with the moon and Saturn. You know, there was even though Mercury's combust because it's 28 minutes now, it's no longer within 17 minutes of the sun. However, you know, for it to be taking place where it was taking place, and the sun and Mercury still having their conjunction there, midpointing that trine, really brings a magnifying glass even further what Brother Corey gave testimony for. So, you know, that's why I just be, you know, pointing those things out like, whoa, looky, Astro Cookie. Looking very interesting there. However, alrighty. I guess we could also say that every time that the sun is conjunct the ascendant, that the part of spirit will always be conjunct the moon. Can we say that too? That's what it's looking like. See? Part of spirit, right? Moon, they're conjunct because the sun and ascendant are conjunct, right? That's about right. Say that. So anyhow, we have the sunrise for the 30th. All right, November 2021, 0711 minutes thereafter and 15 seconds, of course, thereafter. Sunset, 1600 hours and 39 minutes thereafter. All right, so for my first aspect, of course, we're looking at a Mercury Sextile Sun. All right, so Buddha is a sextile to Shani. All right. And let's see, is that taking place previously? So let me hit the previous button so it doesn't screw up, right? 2:18 and 51 seconds thereafter. All righty, so let's just really take a look at this. Okay, so where's Mercury? Mercury's in the third house at 8 degrees. Like I said, still right there. Like, see, they're still sharing the same degree, right? Very interesting. Just about, let's see, that'll be 40, so 37 minutes apart, right? So just 20 minutes past the Kazini, so it's in combustion. However, it's in the third house. Very interesting, because with Brother Corey's last, testimony, if I'm not mistaken, I think that midpoint to that trine that he gave testimony for happened in the sixth house. So Mercury's having accidental dignity, even though it's still, so close to the sun. So with that being said, I mean, you just got Mercury really ruling over the 12th and the ninth house. So we're really, bringing forth those things that, that were probably that we instituted within ourselves. Maybe they were dogmatic practices, or maybe they are sincere religious practices. However, bringing that to the forefront, being able to communicate those things with our community in some way, shape, or form, or whatever, will allow us to really expand on, how things are being looked at creatively, being able to bring that Athena Plus energy, so to speak, that's there in the fifth house with Jupiter, fourth, bringing out that loving security. I'll say it like that. Most people think war and peace when they're thinking of Athena Plus. However, we can just think of it as just loving security, one that is firm in making sure they're protected, however, loving at the same time. So, when it comes to children and expanding, things for the future, the children, it looks like there's another star there. Not only is there a star, I see a pentagram within those aspect shapes. So pay attention to those aspect shapes too, because there's a pentagon going on in there, inside of that. It's like a trust within a trust when you see, things like that. And so again, Mercury is clearly sextiling Saturn here in Aquarius in the fourth house. So 3 and 4, that equals a 7, right? We're communicating things and being secure about it. And we're making sure that those secure communications and if it's pertaining to children, seeing that the sun is also here also, right? Jupiter is actually carrying this third house. And when it comes to this fourth house, Saturn's carrying this. Saturn's final dispositor for itself. However, it's also final dispositor for Jupiter. So Saturn's ruling not only the fourth, but the fifth house, and also the third. So interestingly, 3, 4, 5, if you turn 3, 4, and 5 upside down and backwards, it spells she, right? So when it comes to this particular communication, we're communicating things pertaining to home and our mother and children, it would really behoove us to be able to make sure that we're structuring things that will be able to be beneficial for the gains and the benefit, what's best really for, the youth, for the young and young unborn. actually, and making sure, you know, we're communicating these things to not bring forth revenge, you know, because you got Nemesis here, and Nemesis, you know, part of Saturn, which is Nemesis with this Juno, just shows like an angry Hera. It's like, oh no, there's Hercules. I don't like Hercules, so I'm going to be an angry wife type situation. Right. So to not bring that, Jupiter is going to really make sure that is, you know, bringing things that will transformatively bring about a beauty to kind of just, you know, negate things trying to bring in, you know, some discord. You know, sometimes part of basis, some people look at that and you read about the part of basis, just bringing a little bit of uneasiness, you know, a little bit of exile type energy. So there's a prevention on that. What you'll probably be seeing is a lot of children are making decisions probably without whoever's been making decisions for them. That's probably going to be taking place a lot also. All right. So there's going to be a lot of unveiling things, and that communication may not be as verbal as much as it may be thought and or comprehended from viewing things as they happen. Could be witnessing, so to speak. And being witnessed allows you to be able to, you know, make a transformative and secure change within self and for the benefit of others. Like I said, I just see this. Boy, look at that Pentagon energy, bro. Goodness gracious, that's just another star. There's probably been other stars. I just ain't pointing them all out, but the ones that's catching my attention, man, that's another star there. I just want to point that out. All right. Little airplane here too. Little paper plane flying that way. All right. Anyway, let's close this. All right, moving right along in continuance. Luna, Venus, quartile, right? So we have Luna and Venus. They're at 90 degrees and with an aspect to one another. So there's Luna and there's Venus. Got a 90-degree aspect. All right. Pretty sure I'm on the next there. At 1455 minutes and 50 seconds thereafter. Okay, we got Luna here in the sixth house at 20 degrees Libra, 23 minutes, right? And again, just being very brief, you know, we're just finding a way of being, you know, balanced at home and really, you know, seeing, are we serving, you know, ourselves at home? Is it, you know, the things that we have done? What have we learned from our interactions with others? Are we, you know, unnecessarily competing, you know, for, you know, things that actually, you know, have kind of already been shared and given. It's just a matter of just seeing, you know, going back in the past and the things that have been given through love, through partner interactions. You know, you'll probably go back and find some things that you overlooked and find some jewels, right? So I'm just going off of that, just the moon's placement. However, when we're looking at the aspect, right, we're looking at, hold on, so these jewels, how? There's a challenge there, of course. It's a ninth house challenge. So these jewels may be something that, you know, when it comes to it, you may actually find it interesting. 6 and 9 makes me think of Cancer. Every time I see a 6 and 9 aspect, I'd like to see, okay, where's Cancer? It's fourth house, right? Doing this thing, the moon, ruling the fourth house, right? So with that being said, we're really bringing, and it's very interesting because most of the time you would look to probably Venus and Mars in this situation. Venus, who it's having a square with, it's interesting because in this Placidus house style, the moon is on an axis, the Libra and Taurus, Libra and Aries axis, and it's intercepted. All right, so that means that the 12th house cusp is in Pisces, first house cusp is in Taurus in this particular chart here. So there's no house cusp in Aries or Libra. There's an interception. So usually you would look to, you know, who's ruling, you know, that sign. So we're looking to, pardon me, I know I said Mars. I was looking at Mars just based off the fact of, you know, that seventh house energy. Because you know, sometimes when I look at houses, I also look to the other planets also. However, looking at Mercury in the 8th for where the moon is. So if we look at Mercury and Venus in this case, in their positions and where they are, make sure you're being heard in your world, in world affairs. If it comes to foreign affairs, or people may not comprehend what you're saying, you may, translations, or transliterations, however, you get past this obstacle of miscommunication or transliterations or translations needing to occur. The way of getting over is just really being able to find the value and the erudition behind what you're speaking on. Jupiter ruling the 9th and the 8th within the 11th house shows that you have a means to really gain on what you're really saying. It's so funny when you have like Jupiter in a sign that deals with Saturn. And it just looks like, how you can expand and contract at the same time. However, Saturn to the initiate is definitely a super friend, because it just lets you know, okay, I just make sure my measurements are right so I can move on. I done did my, I done cut twice. I measured twice and cut once, and it's like now I'm consistent in it. You can appreciate that discipline, which allows you to expand further in your affairs with, not only your immediate neighborhood, but your global neighborhood also. So, a lot of people are going to be finding themselves, doing their best to comprehend what we're saying. It's not going to even really be a challenge. It's going to be, hold on, let me really go and see what's going on here. Let me dig into it more. Let me see, oh, hold on. These guys are spot on. They're not Looney Tunes. So that's kind of how that goes. And just kind of want to pay attention to also this aspect shape one more time. Almost a star again. Just the story. Almost a star again. Interessante. In continuing, moving right along, we have Venus, sextile Neptune, right? So let's go to Shukra. All right. Neptune are in a 60-degree aspect. Pretty interesting because Neptune is a contemporary or assisting ruler for Pisces. That's where it is. And Venus is actually, exalted in Pisces. So to see pardon me, I think it's supposed to be 60 previous, pardon me. Can I get another previous? I get another previous. Previous is not going back. Let's see. That's it. 8. Venus and Neptune sextile. Let's see if I got this right this time. 1546. All right, 12 minutes thereafter. All righty, guys. So here we go. With Venus is right here, 20 degrees Capricorn, 24 minutes. It's in the 9th house. All right. So we're finding a way to bring out this beauty and this balance when it comes to, just higher learning. When we're talking higher learning, a lot of times we're just, it could be things that we're familiar with. We just didn't see the different, what people call tricks of the trade behind them. And we'll be able to find beauty in that and being able to transform the way that we go about structuring how we do things. We're going to find another way to process, and be able to find beauty in that process, especially when we're allowing ourselves to really expand on the essentials, like really taking the basics, going back to the basics and seeing, oh, hold on, man, I never knew I could have done this with the basics. So you're finding that beauty there. And while doing that, you're having this harmony with the way that you're actually imagining how you're going to gain this. All right. So you also have this idea with yourself, because when you really think about it, Saturn's in total control of this train. Saturn's ruling the 9th, 10th, and 11th houses. All right. If I'm not mistaken, let's make sure I'm correct again. Let's do this one more time. Hold on. Yes. 9th, 10th, and 11th houses. Saturn's ruling. And so since Saturn is just, home chilling in its, altruistic, sign, so to speak, I am really finding a way that people are really allowing themselves, people may be finding quote unquote new memberships to things. People may have, didn't enjoy exercising before, and now they're doing that. So the new membership thing may not necessarily be at an actual facility or corporation, but you might find yourself taking your exercising seriously, your personal training seriously, respecting your personal trainer. Not just saying, yeah, man, I want to come work out, and then you don't come work out, but no, you're really going to do it now because there's other things that's letting you know to really institute those values into your life so that you can actually benefit in the long run. You know what I mean? It's probably dealing with mostly, honestly, a lot of you guys probably need cardio. And doing the cardio for bone health, mostly. I feel like a lot of people are really focused on bone health. Really thinking about that. Alrighty, especially if you guys are thinking chiropractic. I think that's probably what's on your mind with this particular transit. So if you got a chiropractic appointment out there, I guess the adjustments in your favor here, so to speak. All right. On a mundane level, of course, you would have to get checked to see if it, how it's for your chart personally. Alrighty, moving right along. Sun sextile. Let's make sure that's right. Sun sextile Saturn. All right. Sol and Saturn at 60 degrees. See the next one here, November 30th, right? 18, 14, and 18 seconds thereafter. All right, so we have a 8 degrees, 58 minutes, 6th house, 8 degrees, 58 minutes, 8th house, all righty. Partile, of course, partile means exact same degree in minute. All righty, is the sextile growth and opportunity in how we're really being creative with the things that we're lining ourselves back to. We're going back to that mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers and being creative in how we're servicing that, and those that have given us things pertaining to our ancient foremothers and forefathers, maybe even our ancestors' memoirs that we've read. We're actually seeing how they serve us. They've been serving us the whole time. Just need enough information to be able to comprehend that so that we can be able to inherit, alrighty, that which was left for us. Alrighty. So you guys can definitely look at this as a positive. A lot of times we look at the 8th house, it's like, oh, what's that? But if you really think about it, when it comes to your status, 8th house is the 11th to your status. So that's how you're gaining. When it comes to your status and your standing, in society, the way you gain, is right here in the 8th house. We're ready for that, so to speak. So there's nothing wrong with that. Making sure you have the erudition necessary pertaining to your inheritance, consanguinity, and your birthright inheritance by primogeniture. All right. Some people say primogeniture. All right. Moving right along and continuing, just wanted to kind of, hold on, I wanted to think. I was thinking midpoint. Midpoint is anything at 8 degrees Cap. Okay. Channel's getting kind of close there. Part of exaltation. He's just past it. Not bad. And looking at that, I just got, a lot of women may be answering the phone for their significant others. Business, possibly. It's possible. All righty. Secretary. No. The secretary. Just kidding. just kidding. All right. All righty. So in continuing, next, we actually have Luna square Pluto, right? Let's look at that. Pluto. Islam. Pluto. Right? All righty. And with that, let's see where we're at here. That's a square, is it not? Previous. Here we go, 2242, right? Should probably take this hair out in the back. Pushing my fans out. 2242, 49. All right, so again, we have Luna square Pluto here. So here's Luna at 25 degrees Libra, 2 minutes. And Pluto, of course, at 25 degrees Capricorn, 2 minutes. All right, so there's this obstacle. We can get over these things, right? We had the growth and opportunity there in the last one with the sextile. So here's this challenge, right? What's this challenge? This challenge of being able to really communicate what we feel in order to, just to create a harmony. Usually Libra, Moon in Libra is just square where, it's comfortable, all right, even though it's ruling the 12th house, all right? We're really getting to the final decisions in, some litigation here, right? And really in the favor pertaining to, the true essential things for the youth, right? And the loved ones of that kind, so to speak, when we're thinking about who are we getting these things balanced for? Who are we allowing our homes to be prepared and be almost kind of neighborly, or you may have visiting, you know what I'm saying? So people may want to come and relax, or you may have family members visiting, so you're making your home comfy enough for them to be able to be relaxed, so to speak, right? But you want them to feel at home, like as if they didn't even go away from home, so they still feel like they're within their own neighborhood, whatever the case may be, right? So with Luna squaring Pluto here, Pluto is about transformation and change. Pluto is about inheritance. Pluto is about death and rebirth. Pluto is also about being able to transform, transmute, being able to take the lower things and do alchemy, metaphysically speaking. Take that lower lead-based Saturn day and turn it into that light, malleable, highly superconductive sort of kind of gold Sunday. All right. And that's what that would be. And I really find ourselves being able to really take the way that we think and communicate, even about astrology. We're going to be able to be really creative about that. We're really going to be able to find how we can really structure the way that we organize ourselves when we're communicating with others, when we're allowing ourselves to embrace one another. We may be finding ourselves growing, graduating in the way that we conduct ourselves, particularly with this transit. All right. And lastly, for me, I have guys, Luna trine Jupiter. All right. And then I'm going to yield to Brother Terrell, Tamari Bey, Brother Corey. I already got your text, bro. I get it, and we kind of took some time with this or whatever, but it was really great getting through it. Really great energy as always. I love doing this with you bros every cycle. All righty. Trine Jupiter here. 120 here. Boom, boom, boom. Right? There we go. Hold on 2 seconds. I think I was stuck on the previous. Luna trine Jupiter 2319. This is a moon void of course, actually. And if I'm not mistaken, that void of course, right? From 6:55, right? 7 hours. So it's looking like 7 hours, 36 minutes. You guys can check my math if I'm wrong. 7 hours and 36 minutes. Please let me know. Is what that moon void of course will be, but then Brother Terrell is actually giving testimony for that moon ingressing Scorpio, right? Because it's finishing up its transit in Libra. So trine Jupiter here, right? It's reminding me of when Brother Corey had that Luna opposite Jupiter before it went void of course. So look, the moon's going void of course again before, and it's making its last aspect before going void of course is Jupiter. First it was 180 degrees to Jupiter on 26, now it's 120 degrees to Jupiter on the 30th. I think that is remarkable. Alrighty, so you got reflection and in harmony. Alrighty, before this void of course, right? So that means you're not going to make any transaction between 2319, which is 11:19 p.m. Eastern time, post meridian, right? Post meridian Eastern time, till about 0655, which is 6:55 ex meridian Eastern, right? So that's when you're not going to make any large transactions there. However, 25-24 for Luna and Jupiter. This is a 2-6 type of trine here. So we're really valuing service. We're really, you know, you probably won't even really go to a restaurant unless the service is good. Maybe you're even making decisions. Like if you wanted to go out with a family to eat, or you want to go out with a loved one to eat, you didn't want to cook and you wanted to go out, you're definitely picking a place based on your service. Or you go somewhere and if they don't, you know, you don't like the service, you're really going to let the people know. You'll probably get your meal comp. That doesn't mean guys go out there and try to, you know, purposely get your meal comp. That's dishonorable. No, if it just so happens that way, 9 times out, you probably won't believe it. You're probably watching this and you're probably like, oh, yeah, let's just go out. Let's pick a place that we like. And a place that you do like and they have really great service. Like, man, that service wasn't really that. And then it might be, hey, we know you guys come here all the time. We just had night was a little off. Hey, guys, we're going to really comp your meal because we know who you guys are, whatever. Like that might happen too. So those are the tendencies. I give you about 3 or 4 tendencies pertaining to that as far as on just the basic mundane level. However, we're just valuing service. We want to make sure that we're being treated right. You may be pampering yourself on this day. You may want to be able to, you know, mothers may want to express, you know, women may want to express to their loved ones, their sons, their house binders, right? You may want to express to them. Interestingly, is there anything midpointing? Yes, it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. Capricorn, 25 degrees, Nemesis, right? How is that great? It's in the 4th house. It's the part of Saturn. This is what I'm looking at. I think that this is where, you know, we'll be able to have an agreement in how to really get the house moving, right? So, you know, you may find some things that you may want adjusted within the interaction within the home. And I really see that there's being actually a harmony with this because, you know, some people think nemesis, like, oh, it's going to be a challenge, or it's going to be hard. Well, you know, it's in the 4th house. And so what I'm thinking there with Jupiter ruling that also within this trine, I just really see that there's going to be an easy way to just kind of pamper even one another. That might be another thing too. You know, couples may be, even though I know it's 2nd and 6th house, Jupiter's ruling the 7th. So I just really think that there's a way that even, you know, mothers may be, you know, getting massages. I'm not saying set it up that way, but the mothers may be receiving massages. You may get taken out, you may get pampered, you may either get and it might actually, you know, you really want your feet done a certain way. However, you know, your loved one may do his best to do your feet, even though he still may take you to get it done. He still just wants to make that gesture, you know, to pamper you or take care of you or whatever. So that energy I see being in the forefront also for that day. And I'm going to yield the floor, and I'm going to yield to my beloved brother, whom I will please. All righty, I think it's Brother Terrell Tamari Bey for the 1st December. All righty, and let's set this to Luna is going to ingress Scorpio. And I yield the floor, beloved brother Islam.
So yes, this is December 1st. It is December 1st, 1441, right? So the moon is ingressing into Scorpio, as the brother has told you, at 0655 minutes thereafter. And it is in the 11th house. So that's again, this is the Libra ingress was in the 11th house as well. It's interesting. But yeah, you know, just basically what Rob was just saying, really just transforming and regenerating one's emotional self and self in general. You know, you may be uncovering some things, you know, on the internet, and may, you know, basically, you know, connect some puzzles or connect the dots for you, so to speak. So, you know, be open to that, you know, that unexpectancy. But, you know, pretty much the things that's hidden or suppressed definitely is going to be coming to the forefront, you know, let's say definitely on the internet, some sort of internet or, you know, on the TV screen, whatever, YouTube, whatever platform. Excuse me.
Now I want to say it, bro, but you, yo, I just thought about it when you said, yo, the Libra ingress from that opposition to Jupiter, like the reflection of Jupiter, right? And then this trine of Jupiter, like, I think it's going to be some unexpected finances, unexpected resources and help. And I know people they could be hearing this, but when I say unexpected, it's like we're not for gambling, but I got a feeling somebody's going to play a number. And I think on the 26th and the 1st, just pay attention to your loved ones or the news. I got a feeling that on the 26th November or the 1st December, even if it's not announced, pay attention. You're going to pick up on somebody like having a eureka or they hit a jackpot type situation. Something. Watch. Something's going to happen. Collectively speaking. Go ahead.
I agree. Yeah. And it can be some sort of something invented too, so to speak. That's it's a collective resource. So yeah, everyone will benefit from it, so to speak. Yeah, can definitely see that going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just be open up your heart for real. Just be more, let your heart speak for you. Connect that to your mind so you aren't irrational and emotionally unstable. And again, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, your emotions, your physical body, your emotional body. Really, take heed of that. Neptune goes direct this day, I think. I'm mistaken. Yeah, 8:23 a.m. What's Neptune doing? Or this day or the next day?
I'll type it in. You said 8:23?
8:23 a.m.
Let's see.
And it's so funny that I got this day because I said it so loud and wrong for November 1st. Like, yeah, Neptune goes direct November 1st.
No, December 1st, right?
Yeah, but I said it. I said that a few cycles ago for the
all righty.
November.
It's all good. They know what we mean at this point, man.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't always want to leave it like that. So I'm glad you corrected yourself. You said 8 what though, bro? 8 what?
8:23 a.m.
Oh, you said 23. If you said post meridian?
Oh no. 0800. My fault.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
AM. Yeah.
Right. Hey, bro, you're accurate because I don't see that R anymore.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I don't see that R behind that Neptune anymore.
Yeah. So that can definitely be some unexpected, speculation, so to speak, that gambling thing,
Another storm, bro. Another storm. Another storm because a planet's going direct, bro. Where another planet was going retrograde, this one's going direct. Venus, which is exalted in Pisces, right, went retrograde. And when I was saying, you know what? And now Neptune's going direct. Like, so I got another storm. Some type of, probably just rain. It just be rainy, bro.
When that's Neptune too. That's Neptune too. So yeah, that can be very, watery. Mm-hmm. Heavy storms, heavy rains, yeah. Hail, maybe. That's interesting. Yeah.
Ooh, I think if people have been doing some not too good business, their buildings might flood.
Yo, and that's what I was advocating earlier with just how certain things really may just be bad. Like certain business, like certain energies people engage energies with in regards to business. It was, they didn't really consider the situation, so to speak. They were just anxious. You know what I mean? That instant gratification thing, so to speak.
Got you. Slow down.
Yeah, for real. Literally, really consider what you are putting yourself into, right? But moving on, we're gonna get to this aspect here. The only aspect for this day. The moon is going to square Saturn. 21 degrees. I mean, at 21:43. I was going to say 21 degrees, 43 minutes for the tide. But the planets are at 9 degrees and 3 minutes, right? Mm-hmm. Moon is at home again. Goodness gracious. And Saturn is in the Wow. Muy interesante. Huh. Saturn's in the 6th.
Yep, it is.
Ooh. That's interesting right there, boy. Whew. Yeah, so this is a good emotional situation. Really able to grasp one's let's just say inconstancies or weaknesses, so to speak. So those things can be, or they're being analyzed for, proper adjustment. So things can be considered accurately and not just, superfluously or just based on emotions again. You're really calculating and observing whomever it is you're, dealing with. Let's just say you have a new business partner. You guys should do a Synastry chart. Just think about that seriously. So yeah, just, again, from earlier too, know that joy. Know what really brings you joy, so you aren't confusing yourself and or putting yourself in situations you really don't want to deal with. But you put yourself in that situation based on was trying or taking a risk, so to speak, as we call it, right? But just trust yourself more effectively. And those things that's just a laugh. Again, it's a blowover. Those thoughts they just go over like the wind or like the rivers as they continuously go. It doesn't stop. So yeah, just be yourself, know yourself, and conduct yourself accordingly. Don't harm anyone, and more than likely anyone won't harm you. However, if they try to, drop the bomb on them. And I yield with that. I shall Islam.
Excellent. Let me stop the screen share here, man. First, and yield. All righty, guys. And I know Brother Corey said he had to prepare and get some things done, so it's all good. He already texted me and let me know that. And you guys know I'm gonna do my thing with photos later anyway, so you'll see all 4 of us anyway in the thumbnail or whatever. However, thank you guys all so much for joining us. For Brother Corey and Brother Terrell. Just do another little brief screen share here real quick before we go on. I'll show you guys. Remember, go to 7hillstar.com, right? And sign up for our email list, guys. Will not be disappointed, so you can receive the emails. The email is going to go out tomorrow. It will be featuring not only this live, but also featured live that Brother Benjamin and Brother Sean did just yesterday. Also, very excellent, ode to the Sun transiting Sagittarius and choosing a couple of musicians, all righty, to just kind of, have fun with as we speak astrology, right? As they were speaking astrology, so to speak. Me being there, just observing my bros and being there in support in the spirit as we always are, right? So log on to 7hillstar.com, sign up for our email list, subscribe now to receive free weekly gifts and study materials directly to your inbox, all right? Go and click there to the 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. That's where you guys will see what we do there. Brother Sean's sample for his mental condition astrology report, right? You guys can go and check that out and even download the sample just so you can see what kind of work that we do completely. However, that is Brother Sean's report. However, we are all 7hillstar.com certified, and we write reports like that. So guys, we just wanted to, show you the different things that we can do through our different brothers here in the sincere spirit pertaining to brotherhood, and just, magnifying all of our great qualities that, we have here to offer, not just from us to us, but to you all, collectively, galactically speaking, globally, immediately speaking, right? All right, so go on home here, guys, and just remember why we do this every cycle, right? Pardon me, I feel like a sneeze coming on. Excuse me. Pardon me twice. All righty. Every cycle we do this because, gracias, the personal full year 7 Hill Star Astro Calendar and Transit Report, all right, it's 180 units in rule of law for money for the LMOs and our tuition. That's why we do this every Wednesday. We do this community service. You guys will not be disappointed. You get a 12-month calendar from the time that you order. All righty. And then you also get 365 days worth of testimonies ahead before they even happen. All right. To see what your transits are. And it's going to be based on your natal time, natal date, and natal location. So it'll be your personal calendar. No one can duplicate it unless they was born at the same exact time, the same exact place where you were, which I doubt unless you're a twin. And even then, it's not at the same exact time. Unless you had, you got a twin cousin and you guys just came out same exact time next to each other in the same room. Anyway, right. Some doppelganger in your family. Anyway, so with that being said, guys, all of the great things that we offer here, from sound fund development and publicity graphics and website design via the promotional portal through Illuminance, Mental Magician Report, JaguarSolar, AstroLiteracy session, AstroCore AstroLiteracy session. Who am I and what's my purpose? All right, that is what we are offering immediately. It's our specialty readings for you guys. You go and get your hands on that. Your mirror session, of course, that's where this all started. Everything about Seven Hill Star got started with the mirror session. So that is the classic staple and the foundational thing there. It's a one-on-one, you learn astrology by studying your chart session, so to speak. All righty. And guys, never forget, our classes and events are still online. All righty. Even though if they're not live, they have been archived for you for those people that are coming later in a very time capsule fashion, so to speak. You guys can check out everything we have here. We always suggest that you get the first one, which has the first Prophet Noble Drew Ali University AstroCivics community meetup within it. And that is the Astrology 101 workshop. All righty, 2020 Google Drive archive. All righty, and for that eleemosynary tuition pertaining to 135 units in lieu of lawful money, when you get your hands on that, when you order it, we will make sure you have access to that Google Drive so you can get everything that's in there, because there's so many things in there, so many tools. All righty, for you to use to study and learn astrology. And guys, you see, and you already know we have all the things here, so I won't get into it. Maybe next cycle, I'll get into it, or cycle after that. And we'll get into it in depth or whatever. However, I'm going to yield the floor, guys. Maybe we'll go on a website tour next cycle or whatever, and just we can see what Seven Hills Star have to offer. Hey, let's go on a website tour. We'll go live on a website tour, right?
Yeah, you guys what we got. Y'all do that yourself too. Send it to your people. Send it to the people you care about. Do it.
Exactly.
Do it.
Exactly.
Islam.
All righty. So with that being said, I'm going to come on back here and I'm going to yield the floor. Any questions, comments, and or suggestions? Like I said, I know Brother Corey had to do his thing. All righty. Brother Terrell, any questions, comments, and or suggestions?
Be yourself. Take care of yourself.
Islam.
Those serious things. And send this to the people that you care about, seriously. So they can, conduct themselves accordingly. And look up things that we say too, like look up the fixed stars of certain, all the 12 zodiacs. Look them all up. Why not? Just type in fixed stars for Aries, fixed star for Taurus, fixed star for Gemini, so on and so forth. Do that for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I yield.
All righty. Thank you all so much, guys. I want to yield the floor also, and then I want to take a little break, and then I'll get to all that post-editing stuff that I do. So it'll be in your email by 9 a.m. if not sooner. Tomorrow, next day. Yes, all righty, y'all. Thank you so much, beloved brothers, and whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell and Brother Corey. Namaste. Islam. Peace out.